Top 10 mistakes that eBay and Amazon sellers make. This is number 9. Don't play the low price game. There are two types of customers. I mentioned this before. One that looks for the low price, and then the other is like the quality customer. And like I said, if the quality customer sees a low price, they think, well, maybe there's something wrong with that item. Maybe that's why it's so priced that way. And actually, I do that sometimes. I tend to go for low price, but sometimes I've noticed that I do that too. Like I'll look at an item, I'm like, man, maybe there's something wrong with that item. Why are they got it so low price? And you don't want to risk it. You don't want to spend your money and find out that thing is just worthless. And then sometimes you put clout in a higher price. As I mentioned before, look at the completed item history, sort by highest price first, and this is how you figure out what people are willing to pay for that item. Okay, and once you know what they're willing to pay, just price just under that. You know what I mean? Like you could put the buy it now at that price, and then just put the minimum starting bid at just a little bit lower than that. You know what I mean? Now, if the only time that you put the minimum bid really low, you've probably seen people do that, is usually when the item is just ridiculously popular. If the item is ridiculously popular and there's people always buying it on eBay, then you can start the bid really low. And if you do that, it tends to go up pretty high. But there's a risk, like I said, if there isn't a lot of people buying that item, it could end up being a really low bid. And then you feel like you wasted your time. So it all depends on how popular the item is. That's how you know whether or not to put it at a really low bid. I never used reserves when I was on eBay because it seemed like a total waste of time. You can just put your reserve in the minimum bid. I mean, if you want to play the game of making sure they pay enough, just put your minimum bid, the price you want them to at least pay, the lowest price you're willing to take. Just put that as the minimum bid. Put the buy it now at the highest price you want them to pay. The price that they're willing to pay for, which you saw within the last 2 weeks on eBay's completed item history. That's like a good strategy. And the best times to list, by the way, I guess I should just say that real quick. I remember I used to list always at I think it was like 8 p.m., 7:45, 8 p.m., Monday through Friday, California Standard Time, or actually it would be Pacific Standard Time, for standard items like electronics, power tools, any type of name brand product, home, garden, whatever. You would list at that type of timing. Now, if you're selling something like an info product that makes you money or makes them money, it's like helps them to learn how to make money, helps them to get into business or something like that. Those kind of products, the best time to sell those are Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And the reason why is because people usually think about their job next week, usually Monday and Tuesday think about their job, or maybe even Sunday, but sometimes Saturday they're in a good mood and they buy that stuff too. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are the best days to sell an item on how to make money online. And I usually would sell them at like 6:45 Pacific Standard Time. That was usually one of the best times. You could sell it at different times of the day actually, but it's because they get to their job on Monday and they're like, oh, I hate this job. You know what I mean? So, or Monday comes around, they don't have a job, and they're like, oh shit, I need to get a job or something. So then they look at businesses online too. So that's usually the best time to sell that kind of stuff. Number 10, follow eBay's rules. Now, especially with he's not a new president anymore, but back in 2008, they got a new president, and that's when I left eBay. I didn't really like the new president. I don't like how he runs the business there at eBay. But at any rate, the point is that he's more strict. They have more rules. They don't treat their sellers as good as they used to. So you have to make sure you know their rules and understand how to play their rules and how to play it to your advantage, especially with PayPal. If you know how all the different disputes work in PayPal, then you know what to do in different situations. If you sell outside of eBay, it's different than selling on eBay. You actually have a little bit more protection, believe it or not, as a seller if you sell outside of eBay. The customer has more protection if they buy on eBay than off eBay. So the thing is if somebody claims they didn't receive the item, obviously if you have a tracking number and you prove that it went to their house, then obviously you would win the dispute in such a case as that. But the not as described disputes were the ones that are kind of difficult. And in those cases, the idea is to make sure you describe your item very well and make sure you put everything in the box that's supposed to go in it when you ship it to the guy. And you have to take all that stuff into consideration when you're figuring out your profit margins as well. That's why I mentioned trying to at least double your money on a sale, so that in some cases, especially if you sell something over and over and over, if you are making a lot of money on the sale and you sell it over and over, you won't mind sending a replacement out to somebody or something like that. But since PayPal is kind of the way it is, I would just give them a refund and then have them send it back, kind of thing. And maybe you can salvage it somehow and resell it or whatever, or maybe they're just nothing's wrong with it and they're just giving you issues. But anyway, the idea is if you know eBay's rules and PayPal's rules, then you know how to work the system better to your advantage. The more you know, the better. So it's good to learn how all the dispute processes work. With eBay, also, if you list in a category and your item gets kicked out of that category, like your auction gets taken down, you don't want to do that same mistake twice in a month. If you do the same mistake twice in a month, that's usually grounds for suspension. That's usually how it works. A lot of people don't know that. But so if you make the same mistake twice in the same month, that's usually where they start thinking about suspending you. So if you do it a third time in the same month, that's almost guaranteed suspension. Now, if you make different errors in the same month, that's not the same thing. So if you relist the same item and you didn't correct it at all after they kicked it off, and you get it kicked off again, it ain't a good idea to stick it up again unless you want to get suspended. Make sure you figure out what's wrong before you relist it, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. And then with eBay now, you have to kind of build up your account. It's not like in the old days where you could just start selling like crazy right off the bat. You have to kind of build it up and win their trust and stuff, unlike the old days. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope I helped you out a little bit. Maybe if you have any questions, you can ask me on here. Also, if you need help getting back onto eBay or PayPal, I know many ways to get back on. I have a new eBay PayPal account right now. I was kicked off eBay. PayPal. No, I was kicked off PayPal. No, eBay. I was kicked off eBay in 2008. I've had several eBay accounts since then. They never ever tie any of my accounts together. So if you need to know how to get back on eBay, just ask me. I know how to do it, and you can pay me $50. I'll tell you exactly how to get back on eBay. It's not a big deal. And PayPal and Amazon. I can do it with any website. Matter of fact, even AdSense. I know there's some YouTubers on here that lost their AdSense accounts and they got some mega YouTube account and they can't get back on. Actually, I could get you back on, believe it or not. I'm one of the few people I know how to do it. But at any rate, thanks for watching. Hope I helped you.